Hello, bookish friends. My name is Gail, and I am the fiction bookworm. It's kind of funny. Every time I give my opening address to you all, my dog comes over and sits on the footstool that's right next to my chair because he knows that I will sit here and pet him the whole time that I am sharing this video because I don't want him to bark. You're so funny. Okay, so I am here to start with my January TBR. I'm really excited, and I will be sharing with you my plans for reading this month and my plans for my Bookopoly reading challenge. That's the word. I do need to make some plans for some read-alongs and some readathons. And this is where I love participation from any of you. If you would be interested in doing a buddy read with me this year, or if you have some favorite readathons that you like to do throughout the year, I would love to hear about those from you because I have never done a readathon. I have thought about doing some. I've seen some, of course, on other booktube channels, but I have never tried to do one, and I haven't really thought much about what I would like to do with regard to one this year. And I need to try and do 4 of them this year for my book challenge. So I'd love to hear if you have a favorite readathon. Please let me know because I am going to be looking for some of those this year. I think the hope is probably to do one per quarter/season. So I'll need to find one to do sometime between January and March for the winter season this year. And so today, I still haven't wrapped up my December reads, and I'm going to do that in a video probably this weekend. But because today's the first day of the month and the first day of the year, Happy New Year, I wanted to get started on my Bookopoly challenge and show you how it's going to work. And how I'm going to play the game, and show you also what I'm going to read, and I will pick my chance card and my community chest card, which I have on the bookshelf right there, today, and I'm going to have to read a book based on each of those cards this month, in addition to the ones that I have already planned. So we'll see how many I get done. So my reading plan for this month, I set myself a Goodreads goal of 72 books this year, which I think is about 6 books per month. And 2 of them are going to be advanced reader copies. I need to read a minimum of 2 advanced reader copies per month to try and do my new segment that I'll be doing, each new book segment that I'm going to be doing each month. I may even read as many as 4 each month, somewhere in the 2 to 4 range, depending on what I have time for and what is, good in the upcoming months. Some months it seems like there's a lot. When I share with you my new in January video, which I've actually already recorded, I have 3 books to share with you. 2 that premiere that are coming out on the same day, and I know that there are some other months where there seems like there are a lot of books coming out and some might not be as many. So it's going to depend. But then I have a whole list of other books that I need and want to read this month. So I'm going to start with what's going to be my first read, and that is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I have not read any books by her. I hear her spoken of a lot, very favorably. This was the New Year's Eve, special New Year's Eve box from Once Upon a Book Club that was meant to be started on New Year's Eve or maybe finished on New Year's Eve. I don't know, I guess depending what you wanted to do. I was hoping to start it yesterday, but I had a few books that I had that were in ebook form that I had like an hour left of reading or less that I wanted to finish up last night, and so I did that. And today's New Year's Day, and as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to start this book. So I'm starting it today, Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I have a book from last month that I had hoped to read and didn't get to. I actually did pretty well on reading a lot of the books that I was hoping to read in the month, except for this one. And this is Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors by Sonali Dev. I read another Pride and Prejudice homage book at the beginning of December, and I wanted to read this one and kind of compare them, and I didn't get to this one. They have a lot of similarities, I think, because both are written about a slightly different culture than the Western culture, but with an homage to Pride and Prejudice. The first one was Aisha at Last, and that was about Muslim culture. And this one, I think, is about Indian culture. I don't know about the religious affiliation, but so anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. I feel like I've heard good things about this one as well. I loved Aisha at Last, so I am excited to read these and share with you about that later this month. The next book is a Book of the Month Club book that I got a few months ago that I haven't read yet. Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I've read a lot of good things about this book. It sounds like a really fun book, a really good book, and it's going to be my fun self-care, self-soothing book for the month. I think it's going to be Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I'm looking forward to this book because I've really heard good things about this, so I can't wait to read it and hear more and find out more about it. This is a book, this next book I'm reading for my face-to-face book club. This was also a Book of the Month Club pick that I have, and I didn't read it right away because I thought, hey, I think my book club would really like this book. It got put on the schedule for January. So this book I need to read by probably the third Tuesday in January. That's usually when we meet. So I've got a few weeks to get this one done. It's called The Woman Is No Man by Etaf Rum, and I've also heard a lot of really great things about this book, and I can't wait to share with you all. It's about a Palestinian American woman. I've heard that it's a bit of a dual timeline story. I think about a woman and her mother, or a woman and her daughter, probably. That's about all I know about it, really. I am always excited to read books that are like own voices books, and that's what this book is. Yeah, I've heard it's really great, so I'm excited about that one. And this is one I don't know if I'll get to in January. I have another group of friends who had decided that they also wanted to do kind of a book club. It's just sort of getting off the ground. I suggested this book, Just Mercy, by Brian Stevenson, as our first book club pick. I heard about this one in a couple of ways in the past month. I heard several people suggest it. So one of the places that I had seen this recommend was on the Books and Jams booktube, and she really liked this book, and she read it, I think, for maybe Nonfiction November, and so that's partly why I recommended it for this new book club. So we are still a little bit up in the air as to when we're going to meet, so I probably will try and start reading this at the end of January so that we can talk about it in February. So I have those 5 books on my schedule for January, which already sounds like a lot to read. Plus, I'll probably read a couple of advanced reader copies. And then I need to pick 2 challenges for my Bookopoly board. Just to kind of show you a little bit more about how my Bookopoly board will work. The books that I have on my list right now to read, I think I have 2 that I think are considered romance, or would be considered romance: Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors, and the Colleen Hoover book. Oh, and also Get a Life, Chloe Brown. So I think all 3 of those would be considered romance. And so my Bookopoly board has 3 spots for romance. So if I get all 3 of those read, I think I could put a square in all 3 of those spots and I'd actually be done with that category for the year. But I can also continue to read more books for each category, each genre that I have on the board. Kind of like in when you're playing Monopoly, you can, once you buy a property, but then, if you have money, you can buy a house for that property. And you can have up to like 4 houses on that property, and then you can get a hotel for that property. So in the same way, I think my board, I should be able to fit in each tile square enough stickers that I could probably do at least 4 for each property. So if I read more than 3 in one category, that's okay. There will be some categories, because I know my own reading tastes, that I will struggle to get any in, like probably science fiction and fantasy. I don't tend to read that genre, so that'll be a bit of a struggle for me. And some like historical fiction, where I will probably read even more than I could fit on the board. We'll see, but that would be my guess. So those would all fit under romance. Another one that's on the board here is nonfiction. And so the Just Mercy book, I think, fits under the nonfiction book. A Woman Is No Man will fit over here under literary fiction. So by the end of this month, I could have 5 stickers to put on my Bookopoly board. So we'll see. At the beginning of each month, I will attach the stickers to the board so you can kind of see how I'm doing. But now I need to pick a chance card and a community chest card. I have cut them out and shuffled them. So I'm just going to take from the top of the deck. I'll start with community chest. And it says, my challenge for community chest is to participate in a book club online or face-to-face. So that's something I need to do this month. So I'm actually, there are a couple of these books that I'm going to read that I think are for, well, actually, I know that the Colleen Hoover book is one that is one of my online Facebook groups is reading that book this month as well. So that would be an online book club that I could participate in. But I'm also going to be participating in my face-to-face book club. So I hopefully will have this one covered. My chance card says, oh, this is the best one. I'll need this. This one I'll get to save for a little while until I get in trouble. So it is the Get Out of Jail Free, Redeem One Property. So I'm going to be saving this one for when I need it. And the way I decided in the rules of this game that the jail part of Monopoly is going to work was a recommendation by the blog where I found the version of this game that I copied and modified. And so she had made a rule that you can see on here. It says, bought a book, go to jail. And so what I had decided to do, because I have a terrible habit of buying books and not reading them immediately, what I decided to do with the jail part is if I buy a book and I don't read it I don't remember if I said in the rules with it a week or a month. I think a month would be fair if you're playing along at home. So if you buy a book and you don't read that book within the month, you have to take one property sticker, one sticker that you put on a property off the board, and reread that category. Actually, I think I said if I bought, you had to buy 2 books and not read them in the month. So for every 2 books that you buy but don't immediately or within the month read, you have to take a sticker off the board. So if you buy 1 book and don't read it right away, you could kind of think of your little character, or maybe put a little paper clip or a clip or something on the go to jail just to mark you. And then if you do 2, then you're in jail, and you have to take a sticker off the board and reread a book in that category to make up for the fine. That is the fine for not reading a book right away. So, but I did put in the game 1 get out of jail free card, which means that I can put a sticker back on the board. So I'm going to wait to redeem that until I have purchased 2 books and not read them, which I'm pretty sure I will do this month. So I'm pretty sure that card will be gone by the end of the month, because I'm terrible at that, and I knew that I would break that rule right away. I'm starting that rule as of January 1st. So I'm actually getting, I know, 1 book in the mail tomorrow. I will be getting at least 1 more in the mail later this month. Maybe another one if I decide to get something from the Book of the Month Club. And so those will be other books that I'll have to add to my read list as well once I get them. So yeah, that's how my game is working. That's what I'm going to be reading this month. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday season. I hope that you had some time to relax and read. I did, not as much as I would have liked, but I did have some of that time, which I really appreciated. And I just want to remind you that if you like this video, please give it a like down below. That helps other people find me, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can always find me on social media at Fiction Bookworm. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and on Instagram you'll probably find a lot more dog pictures than book pictures, but then you can see my dog, who is always trying to distract me while I'm recording. So have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye.